So a lot of people having confusion. If you want to learn DevOps, do you need to learn coding? Obviously, it is not required. Why? Because in any company related to DevOps side, any company, if they want to develop any software, first the code, it is developed by developers, not by you. Okay, you are DevOps engineer, not a developer. You have to remember that. Got it? So developers develop the code using PHP or .NET or Java or any other programming language. Okay, they'll develop the code. But you know one thing, they will develop the code, but that code is not organized manner. Okay, it should, like, whenever they delete something also, they need to restore it. Like it should work like a backup tool. So directly, normally using programming language, if they develop the code, obviously they'll not secure the data. Just so now developers, what they're going to do, just develop the code using any programming language like PHP, .NET, whatever it may be, based on their requirement, company requirement, they'll develop it. So to organize the data proper manner, like who developed it, when developed it, and complete track of that complete information. Like today he developed some data, so tomorrow he developed another data, something example. So it's need to track automatically, and it's need to track complete history of that. So if developer did anything wrong, so you need to revert back to previous stage. So like a lot of things required. So for that, they're having tool called Git. Git, it is going to track the changes of complete code. It will maintain commit history. Everything it is going to maintain. If they want to restore from old version, means version 2 to version 1, simply they're going to restore it. Like simple, have some, like very simply they're going to restore it. Like if they did anything wrong, for example, if you're writing in Notepad, if you're writing something, so you're adding it something, and mistakenly you deleted one word. Example, you want to restore that deleted one. So you can undo using undo redo, how you're getting it. Same like here also, like if you're having data, and if you are maintaining that, it is going to maintain like a version. Whatever developer developing code, it is maintained like a version. So version 1, version 2, something like that. So version 1 is the first one, version 2 is the second one, latest one. Example. So in latest one, if they are having any issues, if they want to revert back to version 1, simply they will revert back using Git software. Okay. Of course, if you want to know in detail about Git and GitHub, so you can watch my Git and GitHub video in YouTube is there. So you can watch there. Okay. Fine. So here developer code, and the code is organized in manner, it is there. So now that code they need to push into GitHub repository. Okay, developer this code push to GitHub repository. Here team lead will be there. Team lead is going to review that code. He is going to merge with main branch code. So of course, if I tell you main branch or something like that, you can get confused. Simply I'll tell you. So developer develop the code. He'll push to GitHub repository. So code is there. So GitHub repository is nothing but that, like means like a cloud website, cloud service. Okay, how we having Amazon.com, AWS.amazon.com, something like that. So like it is like a website. You have to remember that. Don't get confused. GitHub is like a website. But what is the use of that? So in this website, you can store your project code. You can store your project code. If you store that project code, what is the use of that one? So if you store that project code all over the world, different developers working for your company, example, they need to access your project code. Simply, if you store coding in this GitHub repository website, what will happen? They'll simply pull that code. They'll take that code. They'll work on it. They'll update here. It means here they'll get up-to-date code. Even if their laptops crash, also no problem. So the data will be still available in this website. Got it? Of course, if you want to know in detail about GitHub, so in YouTube you can watch GitHub related video. There you can understand in detail about it. That link also I'll send you in our description. Okay. Then Jenkins. So Jenkins, what it is going to do, immediately when developer updated code into GitHub repository, immediately it will pull that code. It will pull that code. That latest code is there, right? Developer code. It will take it. But this code is there in high level language. Developer code is there in high level language. So if you need to create any package, so any server, if you want to deploy that package, so that need to compile it. I think you understood, right? Compile means you need to convert data from high level language to machine learning language. Like high level language, just assume what is this example. Same thing if you convert into machine learning language, like 0101, something like that. So like that it is going to convert it. Which one it is going to convert? Maven. So Maven is a build tool. What it is going to do, whatever code is there, source code. Means source code is nothing but whatever developer code, that code we can call it as a source code. Okay, project source code. That code build till what it is going to do, it is going to compile the code first. It will convert like machine learning language, zeros and ones, compile the code. It is going to do unit testing, integration testing, like other kind of testing it is going to do. So once it is tested properly, that the test reports it will send again to Jenkins. Jenkins, what it is going to do, Jenkins it will take this Maven related reports, code coverage reports and other reports. It is going to take reports, and that reports it will send to SonarQube. SonarQube, what it is going to do? SonarQube, it is going to test that based on that reports, Maven generated reports based on that code coverage and other reports. First, it is going to test that based on the report. It will analyze that code. Okay, it will analyze that code, whatever code is there, that code that reports. Maven generated reports will be there, right? That reports will go to Jenkins, and Jenkins it is going to send to SonarQube, and SonarQube it is going to analyze that reports, complete reports, code coverage reports and other reports. It is going to review it, and like they're related to the vulnerability test, and if it is having any bugs or whatever it may be, different kind of tests it's going to do. So that code quality is going to check it. SonarQube, here, so it is having, for example, just as Java is there. Java having certain rules, so it should pass the rules. So that syntax means Java it is having proper, means it should be that syntax should be like this only, that you should not use repeated words, and you should not having a number of duplications, something like that. If some lot of instructions will be there. Example. So in that SonarQube, it's already having instructions like 70, 80, 100, something like that. So a number of instructions will be there. If it is passing that instruction, that code quality is good, then what it is going to do? Again, that information is sent to Jenkins. Jenkins, what it is going to do? Then finally, it is going to create using Maven. Using Maven, it is going to create artifact. It is going to create artifact. Artifact is nothing but package. Package is nothing but .er file. Enterprise means ER means enterprise archive file. Var means WAR. Var means web archive file. Jar means Java archive file. Like that executable file, it is going to create it. But of course, for your better understanding, I'll tell you. If you want to install VLC player in your system, you will go to website. You will download that software. Okay, which software you will download? You will not download source code. You will download directly software, .exe related software, VLC software. If you click on that exe file, it is going to install in your system. Same like in your application servers, if you want to host your application, so for that application, you should be having proper method, proper package method we required. Package is nothing but, so whatever developer code, that source code, it is having a lot of folders, subfolders, different kind of things, lot of things will be there, right? It is going to combine everything, and it is going to create like a package, simple package. But the inside package is having everything, complete code will be there. Correct. So that code using build tool, it is going to create package. Package is nothing but, we can call it as a package or artifact, whatever it is. Okay, simple, we can say that. So I'll say here artifact. Don't get confused. Artifact or package, both are same. Okay, artifact created. So that artifact it is going to store into Nexus artifactory. Nexus artifactory is nothing but, it's like a website only. Here also securely it is going to store your artifact. Artifact nothing but your complete source code. It is converted like a package. That package it is stored in Nexus artifactory. Okay, that artifactory, that executable package, like package application package, it is stored in Nexus artifact. Got it? Now you're having artifact. So you're having artifact. No, that's fine. Now what we need to do? This artifact, take this artifact. So Jenkins now using Docker. So what it is going to do? It is going to create image like a Docker file, something in your Docker class you can understand. Using Docker file and dependencies. Docker file and artifact related dependencies. Based on that, it is going to create package. Okay. Docker, using Docker, Jenkins, what it is going to do? Using Docker, it is going to create a Docker image. Which in that image, what it will be there? Inside image, it will be having like artifact information will be there, OS information will be there, and that artifact it need to work means that for that it is required some dependencies, right? So that dependencies, everything it will be there. Combination means the combination of these three things, they'll create Docker image. So normal compared to normal OS and Docker OS, what is the difference? So normal OS means it is having unnecessary things. A lot of things will be there. It is required like a 2.45 GB or 4 GB, something like that. But where in case of Docker image, it is very lightweight. Docker OS is very lightweight. Why? Because it will not be having unnecessary things. Okay. So very lightweight. Whatever is required, very light means lightweight and very simple. It will be there. So using that OS, simply we'll add our artifact, our source code related artifact, and that artifact it need to work means that required some dependencies, right? So the dependencies will add it, and we'll create like a Docker image. Okay, Docker image will create it. Now that image it is having complete information. But here you need to understand one thing. So previously, before DevOps, what happened? So developer system, that code is working fine. When it goes to operational thing, it is not working. So it is showing a lot of errors. But here in this Docker image concept, what will happen? So here in developer system, whatever dependencies, whatever requirements, whatever changes, whatever to work that particular artifact, that package. So whatever dependencies, whatever requirements are there, everything it will be there in our Docker image. With that, what will happen? If you launch this Docker image in anywhere else, without errors, without any conflict, it is going to work. 100% it is going to work. That's why all over the world this is very popular, this DevOps process and these different tools. Okay, of course, once again I'll give you overview, but now I need to cover all concepts, right? Slowly I'll tell you. Then this Docker image is created. Okay, then Docker image Jenkins, what it is going to do? It will deploy into Docker Hub. Docker Hub means Docker Hub or AWS CCR. It is going to store. Docker Hub also, it is like a website. Like for example, you're having GitHub, right? GitHub is a website, as I already told you. Same like Docker Hub also website. There, what we are going to store, Docker images we are going to store. In GitHub, source code, developer related source code, direct raw data you are going to store it. Where GitHub, okay, in GitHub, raw data, direct project means whatever developer develop code directly store into GitHub. Got it? But in Docker Hub, this Docker Hub or AWS CCR, we're going to store our Docker images. It's like a website. So from that, we can take it. So we can take that image. I can test in different environments, Dev, QA, UAT, staging, or preprod. Both are same. Okay. So some companies say staging, some companies say preprod, something like that. But both are same. And finally, we'll deploy into production. Okay. Now Docker image is ready with all dependencies, everything perfectly it is there, and you stored in Docker Hub website. So if you store that place, what will happen? Whenever all over the world, if you connect through Kubernetes, simply you'll take that image and you'll create the Docker containers. Okay, it will happen automatically, of course. Okay, so now this Docker image is ready. That one we need to deploy into multiple environments. First one, a dev environment. So in this, what will happen? Deploy to dev environment. What will happen here? Initial testing by development team. Development team first, based on the requirements. Based on this, they'll be having some requirements, right? So they develop that code. They will test it. So whether it is reaching their expectation or not. So they'll test different ways in their way. So if they're getting results, that's fine. Then it will move to QA team. Okay, it will deploy to QA team. Initial testing by means here what will happen? Functionals and regression testing and different kind of testing is they're going to do. It's a quality team, right? QA team, quality test it will be there. Okay, functional test, regression test, and other different kind of test will be. This is all you don't need to do it as a DevOps, but this QA team they're going to test it. Okay, don't worry. So that's why I'm just giving you overview about it. That's all. And UAT team will be there. So once developer team is working good, then it will move to QA team. QA team is working good, then it will move to UAT. UAT is nothing but user acceptance test. Okay, they're going to test it like a business validation by end users. A lot of things they're going to test it. Okay, so UAT, user acceptance test, end user test, like different kind of tests will be there. Okay, once it is done, then finally they'll move to staging area. Okay, staging is nothing but staging or pre-production, both are same. So, but you know, I think this is very important. Why? Because in our production, whatever servers, whatever server configuration, whatever server storage, server settings, whatever things are there in production, as is it will be there in your staging or pre-production area. So pre-production server. So why? Because so if you are having same kind of configuration, you can understand when you deploy that one. So whether it is properly working or not. Like a load test, they will test it. Load test they will do, and a number of testings they are going to do it. Okay. So like how much means once it is deployed, how much CPU utilization is there, memory utilization is there, and network utilization is there. Everything different kind of testing they are going to do it in pre-production. Okay, final validation test, everything they are going to do it there. So here, if everything is good, all good, then finally they'll deploy into Kubernetes production server. Okay, production servers will be having Kubernetes. Okay, simply they'll deploy into production server. So Kubernetes deploy the application into production and manage scaling, load balancing, self-healing, high availability will be there. So here in production, what will happen? So whenever huge traffic is coming, automatically it will scale and it will create a number of containers based on the setting. If load is not there, traffic is not there, simply whatever it is created extra, that extra containers it is going to remove and it will maintain standard containers. Okay, like that. So with that, what will happen? So in low budget, we can run that complete container. We can run that Kubernetes application containers. Got it? So we'll indirectly we are saving our budget, and auto healing will be there. So if something goes wrong, for example, any container, if it is not working properly, it is going to crash it and recreate. In that place, it is going to recreate container automatically. It is going to create it. In our movies, for example, Ravana is there. When Rama cut his head, automatically it is recreating, right? So same like here also. So if any container it is crashing or it is not working, immediately it is going to recreate it. Okay, and like that it will be there. So production server, everything is good, all setup is ready. Now final part is a very important part, that is monitoring part. So monitoring, like here what will happen, so we are going to maintain like Prometheus, Grafana, and ELK stack, Nagios, like different monitoring tools will be there. With that what will happen, we can observe that completely how much application utilization is there, server utilization, hard disk utilization, RAM utilization, CPU utilization, and service utilization, and how many ports are open, is there any issues are there. So suddenly any traffic, if you suddenly traffic is coming or not, something like that. Everything we are going to test it. With that, what will happen? Suddenly, for example, traffic is slowly increasing, 50%, 60%. We'll get alerts immediately. We'll get alerts. Based on that, we'll take action immediately. That's why monitoring tools are very important. Okay, I hope you understood now completely overview about it. But you know one thing. So once again, I'll tell you very quickly, just overview about it. First, developers develop the code, and once you develop a code, and he'll push the code means he'll push the code to GitHub repository, and GitHub repository. So once you send code to GitHub repository, that the team leader will be there, developer team leader will be there. He's going to recheck that code. If everything is good, he's going to merge with the main branch, like main code will be there, main code will be there, right? Production code will be there, right? He's going to merge with main branch. So that code, once it is merged with the main branch, automatically what will happen? So Jenkins is going to pull that code. Okay, Jenkins pull that code, and so it is going to say, means using Maven plugins, it is going to run the, means it is going to run unit testing, integration testing, and other kind of testing is going to run it. So after that, it will get some reports, code coverage reports, and different reports it will get it. So once it get reports, that reports it will send to SonarQube. SonarQube it is going to test it, like that based on that reports, it is going to test that code quality, and it is having vulnerability or not, it is having bugs or not, is there any repeated code or repeated, I mean, is there proper syntax is there or not, like a lot of things it is going to test in SonarQube. So if code quality in SonarQube, code is passed, code quality is good, then Jenkins what it is going to do, again using Maven, it is going to create artifact. Why? Because that code is perfectly alright. So using that, it is using Maven plugin support, it is going to create artifact. That artifact now it will send to Nexus artifact. Okay, so now now we are having valid and validated artifact that is working well. Okay, so now that artifact, using that artifact, what we will do? So Jenkins using Docker, it is going to create a Docker image. Like Docker means artifact and artifact related dependencies and required OS. Using all, it is going to create a Docker image. So that image it is going to store into Docker Hub. There is like a website there. These images are going to store. Okay, same how you are having OS operating system, same like this is also OS kind of thing only. But compared to normal OS means that is just like a OS only. It will not be having any dependency or something else. But here in this OS, this is the lightweight OS along with our application code. The artifact is nothing but application code only, right? Our application code and that application code related dependencies, everything it will be there in that image. So that image stored in Docker Hub or AWS ECR will be, Elastic Container Registry will be there in AWS or any other places also you can store it. So that one, once you stored data in our Docker Hub or AWS ECR, simply will deploy into so different environments like Dev, QA, UAT, and staging or preprod. They are going to test it. So staging or preprod, as I already told you, both are same. So once till pre-production, if everything is good, then they'll deploy into production server. In production server, if everything is good, so once they deploy into production server, obviously later the last part is monitoring. Monitoring means using Prometheus, Grafana, ELK stack, and Nagios, different monitoring tools. Using that, we can monitor entire infrastructure. Okay, and one more thing I need to tell you here. Here I didn't show you that Ansible and Terraform. Ansible, you know, so Ansible will be there. So using Ansible, what we are going to do? So for example, you are having 100 servers. 100 servers, immediately you want to change some particular file or you need to install some particular software. So using Ansible, you can do it. That is also it will be there in our DevOps part. Okay, like that at a time, 100 servers you can install a number of softwares or files or anything, and Terraform will be there. So you are having one kind of infrastructure, one location, same kind of infrastructure you require in another location. Just as you're having Hyderabad, one branch is there. So you set up everything like servers and in the inside servers, you install a lot of applications, a lot of conversations, everything is there. Okay, same kind of servers, same kind of applications, same kind of setup. Immediately required in another location. For example, Vizag location is required. So normally, once again, if you go to that Vizag location, manually you need to configure everything. Obviously, it is not possible. It means it will take a lot of time. Okay, but if you have Terraform, with that what will happen? You will fraction of a second with one click, you can launch that entire infrastructure. It is related to dev environment, testing environment, QA environment, and UAT environment, and staging or pre-prod, and web production, whatever it may be. With one click, you can launch it. You know one thing, worldwide means very fastly we need to complete our task. We need to run automation. If anything required, very quickly we need to do it. Okay. So for that, what we require, advanced technologies, advanced tools, we need to use it. So Terraform means complete infrastructure. With one click, it is going to launch it. Ansible, entire infrastructure. So particular hundreds of hours inside that. You want to install something, you want to modify something, you want to delete something. If you want to do it using Ansible, you can do it. I hope you understood. So this is DevOps pipeline. I hope you understood. See, if I tell you normal way, like a simple, this is Java, Git, this is GitHub, something like this, one line. If I tell you, you can't understand. You know, your entire DevOps course like this only it will be there. So I'll take a lot of examples in detail. I'll tell you. Even if you are confusing anywhere else using technical terms, I'll convert into normal language. Ultimately, you have to expert in our completely DevOps course. Okay, a lot of examples we'll take it in our classes. Okay, but or we discuss same thing only. Okay, this is same workflow, DevOps workflow.